It says MC. Look at you're doing the same thing. Hi
MC,
guys.
what's up?
Hi MC. How's it going?
What's happening, folks? Here we are live Wednesday night.
We got two people
Thank
on.
God.
Woo! Yeah.
We're a little late.
Yeah, we are.
I was working on my motorcycle. I had to do a little work on it to get it running, but I do have it running. I worked on it all fucking weekend and yeah, now it's on.
Hi Izzy. How are you? Yeah, I decided to come on. Just people have been asking, so I was like, I'll just do it for a couple minutes. There's Wackadoo Odele Holmes.
What's up, Whack? Odele say, what's happening, Whack? White Whack. What's happening, bro?
Hi everybody.
Man, it's been a
Hello
long
to this.
day.
Hi Lakewater. How's it going? Salvador Palan. How's it going?
She's gonna take some of the heat off me. This is my hat. My hat is soaking wet. And I mean the bill right here is soaking wet. This is my work hat. Yeah. Recognize?
Do you recognize?
Probably needs a washing. Or a
Hi
new hat.
Roger, how are you? Hi Ryan, thanks. We got
Roger
look, I'm doing the same thing Mitch always does. We're getting Ryan, we got your phone number. So
I texted him already.
You did?
Yeah.
Shit, look at he's already on it.
Shot him a text. I got my bike up and running.
Hey Blaster.
Talk about that in a minute.
He said the giraffe hat.
Yeah, giraffe hat.
It's not a giraffe hat.
That's a militia hat. I found a new militia hat too.
That
One
thing's
of the
so
piles.
dirty.
This is,
oh my God.
This is a special hat. My very first metal militia hat. It's sentimental to me. I might have to retire it, but it's so hot at work.
Hi Ray. He said good day, mate.
Look at
Mrs. Take care.
It's like rubber. It's so wet. It's so hot at work down there. It wasn't quite 100, but it felt like it. This whole hat's drenched, including the bill. It's just soaking wet.
Supposed to be 107. Hi George. Caius, how are you doing?
Hey, George. It's supposed to be 102 tomorrow down in Sac, and then 107 on Friday, and then 108.
So hot.
9, something like that. It's going to be in the hundreds up here as well. We're not far from Sac. When it's 100 down there, it's 100 up here. So
Hi Troy, how's it going?
I got to go work in it.
Look, we're having two conversations because this is what I normally do is read all these. So I just wanted to say hi. I'm not going to stay on very long.
Isabel, what's up?
Just want to say I already said hi. You didn't even say hi to her.
Yeah,
now
how
you did. Any questions anybody's got for me? Because I'm gonna exit here in just a couple of minutes. So, Whack says, "Wow, what's up, Whack?"
What's happening, Whack?
I don't like doing this part. You're so.
Why?
I don't like it.
Well,
I don't like it. Anyways,
sorry I called you
Whack,
today, brother. I was
Whack.
working my ass off.
Michael Korn just super chatted us $5, and he said, "Got my Heart Intention shirt today, and it looks great." And now you just need to send us a picture of it.
Yeah, send us a picture. We'll post it. And if I haven't posted your picture, send us a new one.
Jennifer,
I'll do it.
you're so sweet. Thank you so much, hon.
What'd she say?
She said, "You're looking gorgeous." I said,
she
"Thank you."
is.
And I just worked
my
all day,
wife.
so not even. But thank you so
She
much.
just got home from work.
We both. I just
Me
walked
too,
in the door,
actually,
and Mitch has been home, and
I came home from work and got on my motorcycle because I put the new primary cover on it, filled it with oil, rode around, and started leaking. So the gasket was fucked up. So I'd put some anaerobic sealer on the gasket, and hopefully that'll hold.
Whack, did you do a live today?
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Korn, for that super chat. By the way, I don't know if I
Awesome.
said thank you.
We appreciate that.
Hi,
very much.
Tegan. How are you? Hi.
Hey, Tegan.
Hi. How are you
Yeah.
doing? Are you listening to Daddy? Did you get some ice cream today? He said he did a live. Redwood Post is on. He says need that one.
Hey, Redwood Post, what's up, bro?
Mitch got he's got it running, so
Yeah.
it's a success. And thanks for you guys for helping us out with that too, because that was helpful. So I don't know if Kristen, is that her name? Nelson? Christy.
Christy.
Yeah,
Candy.
I don't know. Candy. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's on, but I know I didn't see the live today. I'm gonna have to watch it. Everyone said I was good, so we are still not going to go on Saturday because we are going to go to the river. We were going to go meet his cousin. I don't know if Brian's on, but we canceled because it's going to be 107. But we're going to the river. I'm packing a bag Friday night, and we're going to go early Saturday morning and get our spot and
We're gonna land in water.
do that. Roger said I need a damn trike now. Okay, anyways, love you guys. I'm going to go over on my little chat lane.
Roger,
So.
you can get a trike, you can get a spider.
Love you.
Yeah, brother. Ryan Rains, Redwood Post. How you doing? Yeah, so I got my 2-inch over tubes put on my bike Saturday and Sunday. I sat out there in the fucking heat. Excuse my language. How hot was it Saturday and Sunday? Like 90 something, 100?
Yeah, it was something like that.
And so, where we live, this used to be a place where they fix trash trucks. There's a big 10-car garage. It's got 5 bays, 2 cars deep. So they fix trash trucks here, and then the guy that used to do it, he built a house here, then this other house that we live in. So the whole front yard is just one big asphalt driveway. And I sat out there all day Saturday and Sunday, putting my new putting my new fork tubes on, and the new primary and all that stuff. And then I rode it, and I had an oil leak out of my primary case. The gasket wasn't holding, so I just fixed that, and then I blew a fuse. I got a new tail light. The tail light has blinkers inside the little tail light, and it blew a fuse, so I had to put a fuse in it. And I also extended my front fairing up 3.5 inches. I put a 3.5 inch tube on the bottom and 2 bars on the side to lift it up. So I'm going down the highway. That wind's going to go over my head. When I first got the fairing, the wind was coming up over the fairing and hit me in the face. So now it's going to go over my head when I'm cruising down the highway. And I'm going to ride that baby to work tomorrow. It doesn't look that great because my paint's messed up and have a dent in the tank, but at least I can ride it.
Hi, Longbeard. How's it going?
What's happening, Longbeard?
Lakewater said, awesome, you got your bike running.
Yeah, it's running.
Yeah, Whack, I didn't get a notification today either, just so you know. Jojo said, Mitch, do you ever want to go to Sturgis? We do, but he's on parole.
I do, but I can't travel out of state. I would like to go there and set up a t-shirt booth. What's up?
Hi, DC, how are you?
DC Irish.
Everyone really liked your video that you did on George.
Cool. George is my homeboy, man. We grew up together in juvenile hall and youth authority, and then prison. And I love George very much, and I'm very upset that I didn't get to see him out here in the world because our relationship was all based inside prison, man. And I knew wherever he was around that I was there. He had my back. And when I was young, he got to youth authority before I did, and when I drove up, he had nothing but good advice to give me, and he had my back. And he's a true definition of a homeboy, man, and I love him, and then, I miss him. Yeah. So I do, and one of our homeboys down there suggested, he said, hey, you knew George, so, he suggested I did a video on that, and so I just thought I'd make it about homeboys, We also have a big homie down in San Diego that passed away this past week from cancer, and he was indeed a big homie to a lot of us, and especially when we were kids, so I spoke about him a little bit too. But George was truly a friend and a homeboy, so I had to do a video on him.
Okay, I just gotta do this real quick.
What's up?
Hi, Lex. How are you? How's it going? It's good to see you.
Hey, Lex. Yeah. Yeah, so I got my bike running. So, today was rough. The other day we went down there, and part of our job is called Impact, and we work with the police, actually. Imagine that, ex-convict, 38 years in prison, working with the police. It's not what you think. These cops down in Sacramento saw my boss going around doing crime scene cleanup, like murders, suicide, shootings, stabbings, all that. My boss and his sister started this company, and they clean that kind of stuff up. Also, dog shit, human shit, guys poop on the sidewalk, they go clean that up. People got to pay to have that cleaned up, and that's what forensic cleaning is. And so the cops saw him doing it, and they questioned him one time, like, what do you do? And they're writing notes and stuff, he said, and they're like, okay. And so, these cops been around for a while. Some of them got like 30 years on the job. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. They came up with a brainchild, to go into homeless camps and tell them, look, you got to move. You're a nuisance. They contaminate the place, and it's a mess. And so they go and tell them they got to leave. They pack up all their stuff and leave. And once they leave, our company goes in and takes all their stuff and brings it out into the streets, and then a big skip loader grabs it with his claw and puts it in a trash truck and takes it away. So that was the brainchild of these 4 cops, because they saw the homeless and the problem with the trash and pollution and all this stuff and theft. So anyway, the other day we went to a homeless camp on the canal. So now we work with the utilities company, the utilities part of Sacramento, maintenance, their utilities, and so they maintenance the canals, and so they have homeless camps on the canals, and some of them are clean and some of them aren't. So we went to one the other day, and the guy started fat mouthing us, and so the next day when we went back, and we're started to clean around, and the cops showed up from Impact. And they're like, oh, it's not too bad, and then they walked into the camp and looked into this ditch. It's like 10 feet wide, big ditch that goes into a canal that goes into the ocean. And they said, oh, fuck, it's like 50 yards long, a trash that's like 3 or 4 feet deep. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is unacceptable, So we cleaned that ditch out. But this guy started fat mouthing me, and he's like, oh, that's my recycling. It's all this stolen shit. They steal big giant rolls of copper wire, strip it, and then go sell the copper for recycle. And anyways, I'd tell the guy, hey, shut your fucking mouth and go in your tent, or I'll take everything you got. He's crying about us taking his stuff, and it's all garbage. It's like, have you seen the show Hoarders? That's what this is, but they're homeless guys that go steal a bunch of trash, and then they call that their stuff. And if you take it, they got lawyers that file lawsuits against you for taking it. But anyways, I told them, hey, look, dude, I was pissed off because, what they're doing is unacceptable and they think it's okay. So I told them, hey, go in your fucking tent, shut your fucking mouth, or I'm going to take everything you got. I was just so pissed off. So today we were down there filling up drag bag tarps and dragging them out so the claw could get it and take it to the trash truck. And, but yeah, that cop heard me tell that guy that, and he said, hey, I like the way you corrected that guy, because they can't talk to them guys like that,
You have a lot of, you're getting a lot of comments here. So,
yeah.
Julian Assange for president is on. Said, Uncle Mitch, you still look like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Still look like you can whip some ass.
I can if I have to.
And then Redwood Post on your last one, you're talking about your friend. They just said sorry for your loss. Sounds like you guys were road dogs for years. That's hard to find.
Yeah, we were. We were.
So Ty said, "Hey Mitch, how'd you like the art I sent you? We haven't gotten any."
I haven't gotten it yet. Ty who?
Ty Bigums.
Okay. Because I knew a guy in prison named Ty.
Corey's. We're waiting for something. Corey's gonna send us something. Hey David.
The guy who did some of my tattoo work, his name
The last
is
email
Ty.
that Mitch sent you didn't go through. I looked today because Mitch was like, I responded. So anyways, we'll go back and do that. David Sobilio.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't look like it went through. So I'll have
I'm kind of email, computer, tech savvy, illiterate. So
hi, CDC survivor. How are you?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Hi, Juan Regos is on. Hey, Juan. How's it going?
Right, Juan. I see some names there.
Whack, you better calm your shit down. Okay, so I just want to bring everybody's attention to, if you look underneath on your screen, we have our backup lane shirts on. So the reason you see a dark one and a lighter one is that the dark one is like 7 darker colors, and the lighter ones are like white, gray, other colors. So, and I just want to thank everybody who's purchased those.
Yeah, she spends a lot of time getting that Teespring stuff set up. She has to do it all and design it and all that stuff, and then they print it and all that, and it takes her hours. And then they gave her some grief about it, so I want to thank her for doing that, and I want to thank all you people who've ordered stuff from there. I want to let you know it's there, the backup lane shirts, and that's there. And I want to thank all you guys who've ordered stuff from us, our T-shirts, art prints, all that. Masks. A lot of people are ordering the backup lane masks,
our Patreon
which is
members,
especially our Patreon members, man.
And for our Patreon members, we are sending stuff out within the next couple days for you guys.
Yeah,
so
we're thinking about getting some prints made. Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody who supports the channel, Patreon members, people who subscribe, and people who watch, and people who sit through the commercials.
Hi, Judo 101.
I just want to thank all of you very much.
Also,
Judo
what's super
101.
cool is that we got, so I just got asked if we got hats. So Louis sent our new proof today of when we added the white, and it looks really good. So Louis is gonna do patches, and then we're gonna do embroidered patches, and then we're gonna do silk screened patches.
Yeah, we're gonna get hats made.
We're gonna put on hats.
The same guy who printed our backup lane masks is gonna print our
Grind and Pivot,
hats.
Louis Max.
That's Grind and Pivot. He has a podcast, Louis Max.
You guys gotta check it out for sure.
So yeah, check out his Grind and Pivot podcast. That's Louis Max. He's in New York. He saw me on Lockdown 23-1, and he started communicating with us, and he does screen printing and other stuff. You know, he's in a rock and roll stuff. He was in a band back in the day.
He's kind of cool. He's a cool guy.
He's a cool dude, man. He does basketball stuff with at-risk youth in New York, and so you know he's a good dude, man. And besides just printing our stuff, we like him. He's a great guy, and he's got a podcast called Grind and Pivot, which he's the one who interviewed Adrian. So yeah. So anyway, he's going to be making our hats for us real soon. I know we've been saying that for months. Saying we're gonna get hats, but we're on it.
He's really taking his time making them for good reason.
We want him to be right, you know. He sent us a proof of the embroidered. They're embroidered, the patches, and we're like, I want the white to stand out more, and so he's on it. And yeah, he's not just a guy who does our work for us. You know, he's a good dude, and he's a friend of ours.
Kyle Dobson's on. I think you have another name that used to go by. Something I don't remember what it is, but I noticed the picture.
Hey, Wack, did you hear that? Yeah.
He said, you sound like a cool dude. What's up, Uncle Mitch? How's it hanging, my brother?
It's hanging good. You know, I've been working my ass off, man. So that 50-yard trench of trash, we have a big it's not canvas, it's a drag bag. Basically, you throw all this it's for yard waste. Landscapers use it. They throw all the waste in there and then pull the corners, and it cinches up. So 4 of us were down there today just smashing it out, loading that drag back up, dragging it out to where the claw could get it, and back and forth, you know, until we had that trench cleaned out. So, and it was hot. So we do have a cooler in the truck now. We're loading that sucker up with water and Bang energy drinks and Gatorade. So
what are you guys talking about? That Lewis is a great interview. Oh, Louis. Yes, Louis is a great interview.
Yeah, Louis.
I felt really comfortable, and I was super nervous. So
I was proud of her. And when she did that interview, I split. I went on a motorcycle ride, and
then he bumped the camera.
And I bumped the camera when I got back, and it messed up the last part of it. But yeah, it was a good interview.
It's Jay Stockton said he's sweating pounds away. That ain't no joke.
Yeah, I could stand to lose a few pounds.
Hi, Anthony from Lansing, Michigan. Hi, Mike from Garden Grove. He said, let's party, everyone. Mike the Great is here. Let the party begin. Yes,
great
Mike.
Dirt bike rider and plumber. Yeah. You know, I always thought I'd be a plumber when I get out when I was younger. And I met Mike, you know, in Corcoran, and he's from Orange County. He's a square. I interviewed him. You can watch his interview, Mike. You know, he's a square. Went to prison and adapted and made it through and got out. You know, he's got a family and he's doing good. But he told me he worked for like a Roto-Rooter company, you know, and they had the contract for all the Carl's Juniors. And they used to call, you know, and they go snake the toilets, unplug the sinks, all that kind of shit. And he went in and he snaked the toilet. And, you know, they always give them a bag of burgers when they leave and stuff, you know. And you get paid by the amount of jobs you do and products you sell. If you got to sell them a sink or a toilet or whatever. So he snaked the toilet and it went in the pipe and came out in the toilet in the next stall. And it broke the toilet in the next stall, you know. But he cleared then he pulled it back and he cleared the line. He split. Then they called him back like an hour later, said, hey, somebody broke this toilet. And he sold them a toilet and installed it and got paid for that and got another bag of burgers. I always thought that story was pretty cool. And I always thought that's what I'd be doing when I got out, you know. And actually, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this forensic clean, and thank God for the job, and thank my boss for hiring me. He's a great person, and I work with a great crew. But I always thought I'd be a maintenance plumber when I got out, you know, because that's what I did in there for years. I was a maintenance plumber. I snaked many drains and toilets and and fix a lot of shit. And I thought that's what I'd be doing out here, but I'm doing something different. But I always thought, you know, Mike, that story Mike told me always stuck out in my mind. What's going on?
OG Scotty, we haven't seen you since so long. How are you?
Is that OG Scotty Blink?
Yeah, he said, hey, y'all, I need some advice. Can I contact you on Instagram? Oh,
yeah, sure.
You know that's true.
That's Mitch Smiley 790.
Yeah, and then you can also, but you always forget to tell people the dot.
Mitch dot Smiley dot 790 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Man, it's hot.
I love that interview. Seriously, Adrian, felt like you were talking about some of my childhood. You know, I've been honestly, if I had more time, I seriously would love to delve into that. We only have a couple women on here, which I love all you girls because you guys make me feel not like the Lone Ranger out here.
Yeah.
But I would really like to do that. I mean, that's a really interesting thing about I think we have very much likewise upbringing, just like Mitch connects with.
What would you like to do?
What's that?
What would you like to do?
Do you notice how he's trying to rush me right now?
No, I just said.
I don't know. Mitch said, I love the channel, love the stories, can't believe the life you've lived. That's from Justin.
No, what is it you'd like to do?
I think I'd like to just maybe talk to them about what that's like, if anybody of them would want to. Everyone's like, why didn't you interview whatever? I just think it would be an interesting, I just don't know if I have time, but I would love to.
She works like 24/7.
Bye, George, guys. See you next.
Is he signing off?
Yeah, he is.
I'll see you later, bro. Thank you. Thanks for signing on, saying hi.
Justin said, Mitch, I love the channel, love the stories. And I just remembered something. One of our, somebody commented on one of Mitch's interviews, and it was actually on the one before he did Who's Your Daddy? Which is really not what you think it is. It's about actually how he found out who his biological father was. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Yeah,
and somebody
who's your daddy?
wrote on it, and he was like, why do you always cap on drug addicts? Why do you always say,
I'll do a video on that.
Like, some of we're not bad. And I told him to check out that video, but I just wanted to remind you, babe, about that.
Yeah, I plan on doing a video about that. Someone mentioned, you know, why do you bag on, you know, drug addicts and all that kind of shit. So, you know, I'll do a video on that soon. Yes, I've been in race riots, and they're brutal. They are brutal. I was in one that was like 122-11. It was pretty nasty. People get hurt, you know. You know, yeah. Prison's a nasty place, and if you watch the news, you know, somebody, you know, Stephen LaBarber sent me a message on Instagram saying about the murders in Delano Prison, and if you Google up murders, Delano Prison, you'll see that there were like 4 murders in 3 different prisons in 2 days, and you know, just imagine being in a prison where there was only 12 prisons and 2 of them were level 4s. They had 2 or 3 level 3 prisons, and the rest of them were low-level prisons. So everyone was stuffed into these, you know, San Quentin and Folsom level 4s, and there were, you know, 300 or 400 stabbings a year, 10, 15, 20 murders a year. In a population of 4,000 or 5,000 people, you know, do the math of what your odds were of being, you know, assaulted with a weapon or murdered. It was pretty bad. And every time somebody got in a fight or got stabbed, there was a shooting. I mean, the cops would shoot you. So it was brutal, man. Prison's brutal. And all, you know, I remember talking to a guy back in the day. He said, you know, guys would sign on, you know, to be in a motorcycle club. Like, yeah, I want to be in that motorcycle club.
Good night, Roger Williams.
Oh, good night, Roger Williams. And they'd be like, well, you ready to go to prison? And they'd be like, well, what do you mean? You know, they asked him, you got a good job, you got this, that, and the other, you ready to go to prison? And, you know, a lot of guys said, you know, that doesn't mean you're going to go to prison if you're in a motorcycle club. But, you know, prison was a brutal place, man. A lot of guys would go to prison in California for bullshit because that's how California was, you know. They locked up, you got to figure out, one time we had 180,000 people in prison in California. We had the 3rd biggest prison population in the world. It was China, the United States as a whole, and then California. So, you know, it was bad. It was bad. and try to maintain your sanity and your direction and all that shit. It was difficult, but you know, it could be done. And a lot of guys besides myself did it. You know, I lost my way here and there. I never fell off the cliff, but I got sidetracked a lot. You know, I was involved with violence here or there, and I got sidetracked, but I never fell off the cliff, like I said. But a lot of guys fell off the cliff, man. And once they do that, they just don't care. I mean, they reach a point where they know that they're never going to get out, and you know, without compromising their beliefs. And so they just don't care. They just don't give a fuck, man. And you're living around that, and it was rough. Kind of any questions or comments?
You do. I think this is. He probably won't do it, but I'm going to ask him.
What's that?
They want you to walk through your tattoos.
What do you mean?
They want you to walk through your tattoos.
I can't walk through my tattoos. My tattoos are pretty shitty. Really. That was my first tattoo. 13. Marijuana. That was done by Sleepy from Pomona 12th Street in Nellis in 1974 or 75, around there. That was my first tattoo. Look at that. Sleepy from Pomona 12th Street. Yeah. I was living on a unit. Matter of fact, George Miller was there. You know, it's like 4 or 5 white dudes and a bunch of blacks and a bunch of Mexicans, and Sleepy tattooed that on me, man. And we used chest piece, ashes, cigarette ashes, and toothpaste and water to make that ink, and it's still there. Yeah. Do
you know, honestly, there's times when I look at Mitch, like he's wearing shorts or whatever, and I'll be like, where the hell did you get that one? There's some I don't even see.
This arm right here, it's just a series of cover-ups. That's, you know, I learned how to tattoo on my own arm. Instead of using my legs, you know, I use my arms. And then, of course, there's Gollum right here. I don't know if you can see that.
They want to see the woman on your arm. They want to know what that is.
And there's a couple chicks. And there's the ass eaters down here.
Is that what you call them? The ass eaters?
Yeah. Well, there's a chick with her face buried in some chick's ass. It's a space filler right here. Just fills that little gap.
What about the big one on your
Where?
arm?
This right here?
Face, yeah.
Well, this tattoo right here, this guy named Mike.
Eargot 557 just super chatted us $20.
Oh, really?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I did a tattoo on this guy named Mike. I did a Viking on his arm. And so this is actually a face from a painting called The Snow Giants. And I drew it up, and he really fucked it up. He just made the beard way too dark, and it just looks like shit. And I got mad at him. And after that, Mike, I was like, you know, fuck you, you motherfucker. You fucked my arm up, you know. Because this arm was already fucked up, you know. I fucked this arm right here. You can see that's all cover up. There's a monster in there.
Erigo 57 said that's for a steak dinner he hasn't been on for a while. Thank you
so much. Thank you.
That's so nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. But this arm right here is done by this dude who ended up being a drug addict, and let's see back here, you know, he did Gollum. I got Gollum, and I got a portrait of Gollum. These are from Creston when I was in UY.
Show your Gollum one closer.
Yeah, let's see.
Can you?
Yes. That's Gollum. I don't know if you can see. There's his face. There's his portrait of Gollum. I like Lord of the Rings, and there's a guy, artist named Frank Frazetta, and he did a painting of Gollum.
Frank Frazetta was some cool shit.
And if you Google up Frank Frazetta's art, you'll see everybody in prison loved Frank Frazetta back in the 80s and early 90s and stuff, and I just loved his work. And I used to tattoo, and I used to draw, and I thought, well, you know, if I'm going to call myself a tattoo artist, I better learn how to do art. So I started drawing my own tattoo patterns, and then I got into looking at Frank Frazetta's art.
I got a question. So they're talking about your 13 tattoo.
Yeah.
Was it a Hispanic person that put it on, or was
Yeah.
Like people are
he's a Chicano.
I was like, yeah, it was Chicano do that.
Sleepy from Pomona 12th Street was a Chicano. He did that 13. But yeah. So anyway, I fell in love with Frank Frazetta's art, and that's what led me into becoming an artist. Basically, I went from tattooing to drawing to painting, and he was my inspiration. I love Frank Frazetta. He was awesome, you know. What's up?
Let's see. There's lots of stuff on here.
Let's hear some of it.
So, this is actually a good question, and it's not really talking about them. It's just making a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, do you have any contact with your co-defendants today, and would they be considered homeboys? You can answer
No.
whatever part of that you want.
Absolutely
Not.
So one of my co-defendants was getting beaten up, and he joined a prison gang, dropped out, told on them, told on another prison gang, told on a southern prison gang, Southern Chicanos, testified against him. I read paperwork saying that he testified against him, and basically he snitched his way out of prison. He got out of prison. His name is Lyle Hood. He got out of prison way before me, many years before me, probably 5 or 6 years before me. He moved to Jackson, California.
Sorry, I just need to interrupt because this stuff can't wait.
What's up?
Tegan.
What's up? What's up with Tegan? Hi, Tegan.
Tegan, you gotta take a bath, okay?
Oh,
you can't just have. I know I told you to get up ice cream. So if your daddy gave you ice cream, you need to take a bath.
You have to take a bath. I take a bath every day when I get home from work. Every day. And the days that I don't work, I still take a bath. You have to take a bath, honey.
Badfish88, thank you so much for the super chat. Super cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Yeah,
He
so...
said love and respects to you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Lyle snitched his way out of prison, and I was so fucking mad when I found out he got out. I was like, man. And watch. This is a guy who dropped out of a prison gang and snitched on all his friends, snitched on all his comrades from another prison gang, snitched his way out of prison. And, you know, my mom used to tell me stuff about him when I was still in there. And evidently he bought a ranch in Jackson, which is only 40 miles from here. And the parole board... And so he's been back to prison 3 or 4 times for shooting heroin. And he told the parole board, hey, I'm a heroin addict. And they asked him, well, where'd you get the money to buy that property? He said, oh, you know, working in prison industry. Nobody makes that. You'd have to work in prison industry for 100 fucking years to buy a house, let alone a ranch. So he was obviously involved with illegal activity. Once he dropped out of the prison gang and went to the PC yard, and SNY, excuse me. So, you know, and once he got out, he had a place to live, he had a ranch, and he snitched his way out of prison. Here's the deal. I programmed my way out of prison. I stayed right up free. I went to the long-term offender program. I got vocational training. I went to NA. I went to church.
Say hi to Sandman. He's on.
Hey, Sandman, what's up, bro? Cool. But, so I programmed my way out of prison, and I'm not going back. He went back within a few months, 6 months, a year. Like I said, he did 4 or 5 parole violations for shooting heroin. So he ratted his way out of prison. Because he's a dropout and a rat, he got out of prison. I programmed my fucking way out of prison. I stayed out of trouble. You know, I did all this other shit, man. And I never crossed that line. I just did what I had to do, man. You know, I got 2 vocational I got vocational mill and cabinet, vocational plumbing. I went through all these different programs. I'm out. I'm not going back. I haven't been back. I haven't violated nothing. I'm out here doing it, you know. And so here's a guy who snitched his way out of prison, and he's back. You know, I'm sure he's off parole now. We got a 5-year parole. It really bothers me talking about him because he caused some problems between me and another person by saying, you know, Smiley said this and that about you, and it led to violence, and it wasn't true. So yeah, Lyle Hood was a real piece of fucking shit, and I can't say it, you know, yeah. So me and my crime partners, we don't have any contact. My other crime partner's still in prison. He's a gang member, and you know,
Mitch ain't never going back to prison.
I'm not going back to
God willing,
prison.
he is never going back to prison.
You know, my other crime partner, man, it just breaks my heart that he's still in prison. We don't really get along. We didn't get along last time we saw each other, but you know, I don't know if he'll ever get out. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Thanks for answering that. You never answer that question. I'm completely shocked. When a moment takes you still ceases to amaze me, and I get surprised.
But I want to tell you, Lyle Hood's a piece of shit. And all these motherfuckers that rat their way out of prison, out of life sentences, they can fuck off. I'm going to tell you something, man. My friend David got found suitable. If you look in the news, there's a prison called Chino, California. It's a reception center, reception park mainline, whatever. They were sending guys out to all these other prisons, bus loads of guys who had COVID, San Quentin, Chuckawalla, and also CMC West. And guys are getting infected with COVID because of that. They transferred COVID all throughout the whole prison system. So my friend David, he programmed his ass off, man, and he got found suitable. He calls me every Wednesday, and we send him packages a couple times a year, and he got found suitable, and then he had to do the 150-day wait, and he told me that they had a building where guys came from Chino with COVID, and they isolated that building, but I haven't heard from him in almost 4 weeks, man, so I'm kind of worried about him, So when I think of guys that rat their way out of prison, then I think of guys like David and myself that program their way out of prison. It just really burns my ass, man. And so now I'm worried about my friend David because they sent guys to CMC West. They had COVID. CMC West used to be a military base in the 1800s. I saw photographs of horse-drawn cannons and shit from the cowboy days. During World War II, they built all these barracks, and they were using it to rehab guys that were injured in World War II. Now it's a prison, and they lease the property from the National Guard, actually. And so that's where he's at. They're wooden barracks, and that's where my friend's at, and I'm kind of worried about him. I really hope that everything's all right. Yeah. What's going on?
There's lots of chit-chat on here.
Like what?
I always... Tyler Richmond said, from day one, I knew Mitch was going to soar to the top with all the legends. That's nice.
I'm just a dude,
love you,
brother.
Mitch. You're absolutely awesome.
What?
He said, I fucking love you, Mitch. You're absolutely awesome. That's from Tyler. Thanks,
we love
Tyler.
you too, Tyler.
Anthony Silva's on. He said, cheers from Long Beach, Uncle Adrian.
Stay down Long Beach.
Long
Beach is a badass
town. Longbeard is having breakfast for dinner.
Really?
I told him that we're having burritos.
We're going to have burritos later, yeah.
Cheers from Long Beach and cheers from Placerville, Anthony.
Yeah. Hey, Long Beach is a badass town. It is. Well, I'm just talking about as far as, people,
Yes. My goddaughter lives there.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Her goddaughter lives in Long Beach. She works for what? Dunn Edwards Paint, some paint company. She's a scientist.
How large woolly booger said, hey, wait, sorry if you answered this already, but how long was it from when your crime happened until you saw one of your crimies again?
Well, I mean, we were in the county jail together, and once my co-defendants went to prison. I went to youth authority for a 90-day observation to see if they were going to accept me back in youth authority, and they were like, hey, fuck you, you're going to prison. And so after we got sentenced, I never saw him again.
Julian, he didn't answer that in court, and I don't think he's going to answer that on
What's that?
Chat. He said, let me rephrase, was the piece of shit scumbag the one who wouldn't man up and eat the charge, another one who wasn't responsible?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
My piece of shit rat scumbag Lyle Hood is a guy who, so we're sitting in a bar. There's Lyle, me, and my other co-defendant. And then this guy came in and sat next to Lyle. He was in a motorcycle club. And, he didn't get along with people that we kind of were friends with. And so they started talking shit to each other. He hit Lyle in the face with a beer pitcher, knocked him on his ass. I got up, started boxing with him. Lyle got up off the ground. my other co-defendants, they let him fight, and they started fighting, moved out on the sidewalk, and the guy was sitting on Lyle's chest, beating his face in. And you know what? Looking back now, I should have just let him beat Lyle's ass for running his fucking mouth. But, you know, I had other intentions. You know, I wanted to beat the guy up.
Did you have hard intentions?
Yeah, I had hard intentions, actually. I wanted to beat him up and take his patch and then tell him, hey, you fucking punk, you got your ass beat by a 17-year-old kid. But, so I started stomping the guy out, and then he got stabbed. So whatever my intentions were, they went out the window. But it was all because Lyle had a big motherfucking mouth and you don't know how to fight. You know, yeah. Lyle's a fucking punk, man. And it's, pardon me, but it really rubs me raw because he caused some problems with me and some other people. I used to write letters to his sister, Tammy, and back and forth. And then I used to write letters to a lot of people. And she went over to some other girl's house who I used to write letters to. And it was just like, hey, how you doing? I hope everything's cool. And how's your mom? All that kind of stuff. And she got all jealous. And so I was like, hey, you know, fuck you. I don't need your drama. I'm fighting a murder beef. And so she told her brother. And then her brother told someone else, hey, man, you know, Smiley, this and that and the other. And it caused problems between me and that person. And, yeah, so, you know, fuck Lyle. That's a really raw nerve, man. Yeah, it really is. And I'm sorry. I usually don't respond to that, but, Lyle's a piece of fucking shit, man. You know, straight up. And, you know, people ask me about drug addicts and shit and these comments. I'm going to address that in a video, but Lyle's a heroin addict. And, you know, he ratted his way out of prison. And
someone said, fuck Lyle. You don't have to be sorry.
Yeah, fuck Lyle. For real.
Mm-hmm. That was Blaster.
You know, and you know, here's the deal, folks. I live like 42 miles from where the town he lives in. I've made absolutely no effort to find out where he lives or what he's doing because, you know, I don't want to know. All I know is he's a piece of shit, man, and he caused problems for me, got me a life sentence by running his fucking mouth and being a bitch and not being able to fight, you know. Yeah, but you know, that's what happens. And so, if there's any youngsters out there watching, let that be a lesson. I was a 17-year-old kid. Both my co-defendants were 24 years old. And I thought they were good guys. And, you know, Dale's a decent guy. I mean, we have issues, but, you know, Lyle's not. And so, but I thought, hey, these dudes are older. These dudes are bikers. These dudes are the shit. You know, and I was like, oh, you know, but turns out I was wrong. I was misled. And it cost me 38 years of my life. So if you're a youngster and you're following some older cat you think is a shit, take a good look at him. Because, and that's even if you're in prison. If you're in prison and you got some older OG homies.
Oh, Slick, you missed a lot.
Yeah, take a look at them. Because they might not be your OG homies looking out for your better interests. They might just be some piece of shit fucking rat Dauphine who's going along for the ride, and then once he gets jammed up, he's gonna take that back door out. He's gonna rat on you and all your fucking friends as his way out. And that's a common thing now.
What I think is scary is that it's almost becoming like a thing to be like a, you know, rat.
Yeah, so,
yeah. Slick Roller said, what'd I miss? I said you missed a lot.
Hey, Slick, what's up, brother? You missed a lot, bro. We've been on for a minute, you know. But, you know, we're talking about my crime partner and rat and motherfuckers. And, you know, here's the deal, man. People, I'm going to tell you this. The guy who is out there, the guy who's doing the most crime, the most brazen crime. Now, if you see some guy and he's like real methodical, thought out crime, and he comes up every now and then, and he doesn't really tell anyone how he's doing it, but you know he's doing something, and he's coming up on fat stacks of cash, and he's smiling and grinning, and how you doing, brother? You know, whatever. But the guy who's selling dope openly, brazenly, just like, yeah, I got the sack, and it's common knowledge he has a sack. Or, hey, I'm in this gang, and hey, wah, 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 my gang, my gang, my gang. And you know what? You better take a good fucking look at him, because chances are he's a rat. Or he plans on ratting once he gets caught.
John Connor said, my best friends in 2009 won't be out till 2024. My best friend they were nerds in school. He was running shit in Kansas. That's, you know. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to go outside shit. So you guys behave yourselves.
Adrian's going to get a breath of stale air.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, that's how it works. Guys have an out nowadays. You know, back in the day, man, there was no out. There was like, you ride this shit out, you get busted, there's no out. Now there's an out for people. So the guys who are the most brazen, the most outlandish shit going on, take a good look at them and watch them, because when they get busted, there's a good chance that they're going to tell on you and everything they fucking know, and that's their out. And the cops are going to let them keep all their money and all their ill-gotten fucking gains, because they're rats. And there's a good chance that they might have been telling the whole time. There's a good chance that somebody might have been, you know, rolling with the times, and then they got busted and started snitching, and you don't know when that happened. And so, you know, it's a rough call. You know, and I'm not saying that happens in every crew, but it happens, and it happens frequently. So, you know, I'm down with this, man. I'm down with my friends. I'm down with my homeboys, and I'm down with my friends. And just because, you know, I talked about it the other day, like talking about George and talking about our big homie down in Lakeside, you know, the Lord of Lakeside, Guyzilla. You know, he was a stand-up motherfucker, and so was my brother George, man. You know, George had my back 100%, and you know, I knew it. I just knew it, and he did. And you know, everyone that knows him knows that he went to the grave with a good name, and that doesn't do a whole lot for his family, and his friends, and for me, you know. But the bottom line was, he was a good dude, man, and we had love for each other. And, you know, we could go 5-10 years without seeing each other, and just, hey, George, and go hug each other and just be like, what's up, brother? And if something happened the day after I ran into him after 10 years, I mean, he would have my back. And that's, you know, that's how that is. I mean, that's a friend. It's not just a homeboy. He was my friend. And he was my brother, you know, and I happen to know that, you know, Guyzilla was like that. I mean, you know, he was part of a crew, and he was the Lord of Lakeside, but he looked out for the homeboys, but he looked out for his brothers 100%. And that's old school shit, man. You know, I got a text the other day from a friend of mine that said, hey, old school bikers are hard to find nowadays. And it's not just old school bikers, it's also just old school values. They mean something, you know, they mean something. They mean something to me. And that's why I'm with Adrian, that's why we're married, and that's why I go down to Sacramento and bust my fucking ass all day. Because I have old school values, man, and you know, thank God that the people I call my friends and my homeboys have grown up the same way I have, because the same way I made progress in the way I think and the way I view the world, they have also. So I know they're not going to put me in harm's way. They're not going to jeopardize my freedom. You know, one of them told me not too long ago, hey, you know, you got a good life, and you know, I want you to enjoy your fucking freedom, and just, you know, bottom line, he's like, hey, you know, he's happy I'm out, and it means a lot to me. He gave me some good advice, like, hey, just live your life, brother, and you know, you got a good life, and you got a good wife, and you got a family, and you got the shit going on. Just enjoy it. And so, that's what a good homeboy does for somebody. At first, you know, conversation, when you get out, it's like, you could do this, or you could do that, or you could do this, or you could do this. Once he realized, you know, that I just want to do this, he told me. I didn't have to tell him. He told me, hey, you got a good life. Just enjoy it. Enjoy your life, brother. We don't want to see you go back to prison. And this is a man that just heard about me, and I heard about him for many years. From the 80s, you know, we heard about each other. And so, that's a friend. That's a friend. That's a friend and a homeboy and a brother who tells you, hey, fuck this. Just live your life and enjoy it. And I mean, that's, you know, if you got friends telling you, hey, here's a pound of crank, or whatever the fuck they call it now, it's not your friend, man.
Good night, Kyle.
Good night, Kyle. That's just somebody trying to capitalize off you, you know. When people tell me, hey, man, you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that, you just want to do this.
Good night, Izzy.
That means something. Good night, Izzy. We love you.
Ryan just said hello from the UK. He said stay free.
What's up, Ryan? What else? What else is going on?
Debo, I'm sorry, I haven't been ignoring you. They're flying. So if you got anything, give it to me now, and I'll read it. No problem.
She was outside getting fresh air.
I'm sweating here right now. Let's see. But if you're going to bed, good night.
DC Irish.
Garden Grove said school's in session. Mitch is speaking my therapy.
Well, we love you, Mike. Straight up.
You guys are so nice. Thank you so much.
And if you're not on parole, man, you ever go snow skiing, you better go to Tahoe and stop by and see us.
Yeah. In fact, what happened with Guerrero or whatever he was going to Tahoe last weekend? Was they were going to stop by?
Yeah, Big Mac. No,
it wasn't Big Mac's.
That was homeboy from Manteca, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony.
And Tony, that's right.
Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to read you back some of the comments because you got some really good stuff back. Remy said, I love your channel. Debo wants to know, I don't know, I hope that I don't know what he's going to answer it, but he said, Debo said, best day locked up, can you speak on it?
Well, there were several best days. Best day, of course, when I got married. That was a great day. I smoked 4 or 5 joints, drank 3 gallons of wine with my celly, my friend, my best man, Frank Thompson, who is out.
Is he?
I believe so. He's not on the locator. Went out and got married. That was a great day. The day I got found suitable. The day I got released. You know, the day I got out of the shoe. That was a great day. There's been some great days.
Our first family visit was a great day.
Our first family visit was a great day. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I was in prison and I was married. And I was sitting out on the front porch of it's like a, what would you call that? Like an apartment.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like one next to you, one over here, one over there.
In the front, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little porch, and I had a big bowl with a half gallon of vanilla ice cream and root beer on it, and she was standing behind me. Dude, that was a great day.
That was a great day.
That was a great day.
Steve LaBarber said hello.
What's up, Big Steve?
Let's see. And everyone should know now by Olive Wax comments why I won't give him a wrench. So that's why.
What's up, Wack?
He's being silly.
You know we love you.
We love Wax so much.
Yeah.
Let's see. Remy said, love your channel. Lake Water said, real talk, Mitch. Do you remember Runaway Train? You gotta smile and clean that spot.
I know that. I remember that movie, Runaway Train. Danny Trejo was in that, and Eric Roberts. I could tell you when I watched that movie, if you want to hear that story. But yeah.
Wax having lots of conversations with lots of people. Let's see. It said, I'm just seeing what's good, bro. I love your commentary. Anxiety's a bitch. You're right. It is a bitch, DC.
It is a bitch. Anxiety's a motherfucker. In this mode
right now that people are in, like, it takes me a lot to like regroup myself sometimes and get it together. And
you know, anxiety kills people.
Come out in the best way sometimes. So
and people take a lot of medication to deal with anxiety, and you know, you just imagine the anxiety of being in prison forever. Facing forever in prison and thinking, hey, I'm never going to get out of prison. This is all there is. And the anxiety of, you know, when the doors rack and it's time to go to dinner or breakfast, and you got to walk down the tier, down the stairs and in the chow hall. There's guys with guns standing around you, and you don't know if somebody's going to stab somebody. And then some guy reaches over you and stabs a guy in front of you while you're in the chow line. Just imagine that anxiety. And then wondering if that knife is ever going to come for you. Imagine that anxiety. Imagine the anxiety of going to the parole board and then wondering, are they going to give me a date this time? They gave a couple dates out last month or 6 months ago. I wonder if I'll get a parole date. And you don't. And then you go next year, and then next year. I went to board 14 times. 9 times, I told them, fuck you, I'm not going. Imagine that anxiety. Maybe if I would have went, they would have found me suitable. But I know they wouldn't have, because they wouldn't find nobody suitable. Just imagine that anxiety. The anxiety of, you know, maybe I'm never going to get out of prison. Maybe my mom or my family member's going to pass away while I'm in prison. That's insane anxiety, man. But we learn how to deal with it.
They're asking, was it scary or was it good when you got out? Were you scared, like, to be out?
I was not scared. Not one bit.
No, he really wasn't.
I was ready. A bit...
overwhelmed at times?
I wasn't really confused. I was overwhelmed at times. But because I was pretty grounded, and like I said, I took the long-term offender program. I had done several programs prior to that. Basically, psychotherapy for lifers. They have a bunch of different programs for us. You know, I figured it out. You know, I figured it out. Yeah, it was fun.
DC said no parole in Florida. I knew how much I had to do, plus a few more years. It's always interesting when you know how much, but we never, like... Yeah, we never knew. In
California, you have term to life. And the government, Pete Wilson's scumbag ass, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they turned it into life. So I had 15 to life. And the law in California says 15 is the rule and life is the exception. So Pete Wilson turned it around to say life is the rule and 15 is the exception. They changed things, but legally it took us, 30-something years to get it in the courts and get things changed where guys now are getting out. Guys now with my term are doing 10, 15 years and getting out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, I fell right when the tough on crime shit started happening, so.
It's weird. We always have the most people when it's, like, later, and I always think it's going to be more. So we have 125 people on right now.
Oh, wow. That's bitching. 126, actually.
126.
And 80 likes. Yeah. Yeah,
Slick said they owe you 23 years.
They owe me a lot,
Yeah, we talk about that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
We talk about that, the wife and I, and they owe me a lot. They owe a lot of us a lot, not just me. I know a lot of guys that were young men when they went to, look, I was 17. I know. And they ruined me. They ruined my life. They didn't ruin me. They ruined my future.
Really, he always says that he was 17, but if you really think about it, he actually was in since he was 13, and he only was out for how many months between 13 and 17?
When I got out of youth authority, I was out 4 months. I went back. I was out for almost a year, and I went back for a life sentence. But
Good night, Tegan. Good night, Troy.
Good night, Tegan.
He said, "God bless you guys. Love you." And
God bless you.
Tegan did take her bath.
Excellent. You know, what I would really like is if they, they do owe us. They owe us. And trust me, there's thousands of us that did way more time than we were supposed to do. And what I would like is just to be released from parole so I can get on with life.
And you guys, when Mitch does get released on parole, we are going to have something.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah, something's going to happen. Some shit's going to go down in a good way. I
would just like to get off parole after my 3-year mark. I mean, if they owe me anything, that's what I would like, Hey, look.
One thing is he's not bitter, and that's a blessing.
Bitterness gets you nothing.
Yeah.
Just remember that. If you're bitter, you're mad, you're angry, you're gonna be, you're gonna be a miserable fucker and just gonna eat up your body, and you're gonna die with cancer and all kinds of other fucked up diseases because that's what madness and anger do to you. I just want to get off parole so I can get on with life. And my parole officer said he would recommend that I be discharged. And he said, I know you're not doing what you do because you're on parole and I'm supervising you. And I know that when you get off parole, you're not going to stop doing what you're doing. And he's absolutely right. And look, here's the deal. If I would have got out when I was supposed to, I would have been a young man. I could have owned my own tattoo shop and bought a house and all that crazy shit. But here I'm 59 years old, and I'm working with guys that are in their late 20s and early 30s, and I'm doing what they do. And it's not easy.
A party from state to state. That's what they said.
Yeah,
that'd be funny. Well, Julia said I'm bringing weed, Black Sabbath, and sarcasm.
That's all good. Sarcasm's good sometimes. It's funny,
Bitterness, you're right, Mike. It said bitterness is trying to hurt somebody else by hurting yourself. It's simple.
Yeah. What's bitterness gonna get me? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Shit, Mike, we couldn't fit that many people here. We're gonna have to. He said, I'm thinking a huge barbecue at Mitch's house.
We could fit it down at Lotus Park, though.
We'll have a house by then, so we'll hopefully.
I want to see the coast, and I want to travel. So I love the ocean, and I want to travel up and down the coast, and I would like to see Texas.
Sorry, A1 the 7 said one little good thing is that when you were locked up, you stayed super healthy, so you'll live a lot longer than most of your peers who had all the fast food and bad influences for those 30 years. But you know what? Let me tell you something. People do not even know his like this. First of all, he has a stomach of like his stomach is made of iron. Literally,
I got a cast iron stomach.
This guy can eat like whatever, and I worry. I love him.
Today we went to Jolly Bee. Went to Jolly Bee and got some chicken. They got spaghetti too, but I didn't buy any. Jolly Bee. I saw Jolly Bee on TV with Anthony Bourdain. Yeah, that's right.
And then not only that, but this guy goes out and it's 107 degrees, and he does harder work than I've seen young men do. Like he busts his ass. I worry about him because once Mitch focuses on something, he is done. It doesn't matter if it's fucking 2 degrees outside or it's 107. So I just try to keep him hydrated and healthy as healthy as possible.
Well, my coworker is. The coworker that I ride around with, he's 10 years younger than me. But we got a cooler and a little box, igloo type. It's a box with a, we put drinks in there, a bag of ice, we drink water, Gatorade, and bang. I like bang. Yeah. So we get our energy in the morning from the bang, and then as it gets hotter, we drink Gatorade and water. But,
yeah, Splitsville said 916 is supposed to be 107 and 110 the rest of the week here. It's freaking crazy. Like,
that's right.
It's insane right now.
It's going to be 107 degrees. I think it's going to be 102 tomorrow, then 107. And I'm going to go down there, and I can post photographs. I'm going to post them on one of my next videos about the drugs and where it leads to. I'm going to post these photographs.
If you guys haven't watched it yet,
smashing out homeless stuff.
He cut our couch with a freaking chainsaw.
I cut our couch in half with a chainsaw. So the canal that goes down 65th over by Lemon Hill There's people that live there, and they throw their fucking trash out, and all along that whole canal, there's a bunch of camps that have been abandoned. We have to go and smash that out. And by smash that out, I mean we have to load that into piles so the claw can grab it, which is a skip loader with jaws on it, and load it into a truck. And then the truck takes it out to a trash truck. And then it gets loaded into a trash truck. So that's what I do. And, the pay's all right. But the work is hard. And it's going to be 100 degrees and 107 degrees. So, I mean, and she's right. When I focus on something, when I decide I want to do something, I figure out the best way to do it, the fastest way to do it, and I just go do it. I sat out here in 100-degree heat this weekend and fixed my motorcycle. And at the end of the day, she's like, "Damn, babe, you need to are you okay?" My voice got real.
It gets raspy.
Yeah, when you've been up for too long or whatever, you get. My voice gets kind of weak. My voice gets kind of weak because I was just exhausted. I've been in the heat all day for 2 days in a row. And
Mike S., thank you
I got
so
it done
much.
though.
Mike S. Come to NZ. What is that?
New Zealand.
Wow.
Stay down New Zealand.
New Zealand, Mr. and Mrs. Smiley. I'll put you up, take you on a boat for a week. Know a lot of senior members. Most big clubs get you a bike for a ride. Welcome anytime.
Hey,
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be bitching. Thank you.
That would be super cool.
When I was in Corcoran, there was a guy on the yard. He had a bunch of colored tattoos, and back then I was still tattooing I tattooed on Matt there, and I said, "Hey man, where'd you get them tattoos?" Start talking to him, and they call him Kiwi, and he was from New Zealand, and he was my road dog there for about a year and a half. I think his name was Roger. I don't know. He lived in Yucca Valley here, but he lived in a gym in Corcoran, and they wouldn't let him go to a level 1 because they were going to deport him back to New Zealand. I'd love to go down there and check it out. The Maori, that's a tribe down there. But I asked him, what happens if you get a murder in New Zealand? He said, you get life. I said, well, how much time do you do on that? And he said, you do life. He said, that's why they have so many accidents. And I go, accidents? What do you mean? He goes, like boating accidents, drownings. But yeah, New Zealand's a beautiful place. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Paul G? How you doing? Yeah, I work my ass off, man. I don't know any other way, I'm a big fan of Mike Rowe. He does a show called Dirty Jobs, but he also sets up a thing for guys to learn vocational training. He set up a fund. Yeah, it's a school now, but he has a fund from companies and individuals who want guys to learn how to be machinists and all that, and plumbers and welders. And here's my thing, when I was younger, when I was 16, if they would have said, hey, you can be a welder, or you can be a plumber, or you can be this or that or the other, and we're going to teach you how to do it, I would have never came to prison because I would have been all over that shit. Some guys don't need to graduate with honors with a
for everybody.
Yeah, and go to college.
Until I was like 54 to get my degree. So yeah.
Some guys need a fucking trade so they can get out and work their ass off and make money, and that's my deal. And that's, I'm not working in a vocation that I learned in prison. I'm working at a job that just requires that you get the fuck out there and do it. And a lot of them kids, man, we ran into a guy now. It's a Sacramento County conservation course, not the California conservation. It's like a regional section, and this guy's taking kids that are at risk, and he's teaching them how to work. And there's a young lady on the cruise. She's 19. She has a kid. She's been in and out of jail, and he's teaching her how to use a chainsaw, and she's getting good at it. And he's going to recommend her to a couple different companies so she can get her ass out there and make $25 an hour running a fucking chainsaw. But she's learning it through this job because where we work, a lot of times trees need to be cut down, bushes need to be cut back, and she's doing it, man. And she's, she's a young woman, 19. She got a kid. She's been in jail, in and out of jail, and she's learning something different, man. And I'm a big fan and I was talking to the guy, and a lot of people, what he's teaching these guys how to do, and young men and women, is how to go to work and work. A lot of guys don't need to learn a skill set. They need a bullshit job so they can get up in the morning and go to work and come home and shower and then say, hey, I went to work today. People need to learn how to do that in this fucking country. Instead of sitting around waiting for a government handout or mommy and daddy to take care of them, that's a skill set unto its own. Getting up in the morning and taking your fucking ass to work and busting your ass. Instead of sitting in an air conditioning office, which is cool, but some people just need to get out and work, and that's what they need, and that's what they want to do.
Good night, Whack. I love you.
Good night, Whack.
He's full
All
of
right,
it.
brother.
He says he's gonna go to bed, and then he'll call Mitch and be like, "Man, you were ignoring me, man."
I'm going to bed because I got to go to work tomorrow at 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
so.
he does. He's getting up early, and we got to eat dinner. We haven't eaten.
Yeah, we haven't eaten yet. We got that burrito waiting. Yeah, so this conservation, the Sacramento Regional Conservation Corps is great. They're teaching these kids. He had a whole crew of guys. One girl, young lady, I should say, 19, and a bunch of guys, young guys. And they're working in the canal where we work, cutting trees and clearing shit out. They're learning how to work. They're not learning a skill set other than a chainsaw and weed whackers and all that shit, shovels, picks, and rakes. But they're learning how to work. And it's bitching shit.
So when are bandanas gonna be done? My mom's doing it, but I don't even know when they're gonna be done. When are they gonna be done?
Soon. Just so you know, we were backlogged on face masks. So her mother is a quilter, my mother-in-law. God bless her. She's a quilter, and she has tons of fabric. She has $100,000 worth of fabric, which used to be in this room right here where you see me, and the other room next to us.
She gave it up for us.
This place where we live is right next door to her mother and father's place, and this was her mother's quilting studio. There was no bathroom, there was no kitchen. I built 2 bathrooms, blah blah blah, kitchen, all that shit. Anyway, she let us move in here, and she slowly moved her stuff out. She had $100,000 worth of fabric she put into a quilting store down the hill. And she hasn't been able to work, so we've been giving her work making our masks. And so the masks are done, and now she's working on the bandanas.
I don't know how much we're gonna sell the masks.
Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna sell for because they're not done
but
yet.
We'll let you know because it depends on how much material we have to put into it. So Steve, as soon as we know, you'll know.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking about that.
Yeah,
Joshua
thank you.
Heim just super chatted us $10. And
Oh wow,
said,
thank you.
You'll never get the time back, and certain people will never be able to glide again. But for what it's worth, thank you for helping us knuckleheads. Let's get Uncle Mitch to 204th night, wild man.
Hey, knuckleheads are where it's at.
Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you very much. And I was a knucklehead, and look at me now. I'm out here living. So, anyway, she's gonna make. I have one that I've been wearing to work. They're kind of cool. We got the wrong kind of Velcro. It was like self-stick. It had adhesive on it. Didn't work out too well, so she ordered some Velcro that she can sew it on, and you can just pull it behind your head and Velcro it. From here down, go in the store, you breathe a little easier, and they're gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah, my mom is a very young 76-year-old for sure.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it for sure.
Her mom's she's active. So is her dad.
He's too active. He just
her
works
dad's
all
a
the freaking
machinist,
time,
and he works
all
his
the
ass
time.
off from sun up to sundown, and he's an inspiration to me. You guys talk about me. This guy's 76 years old, working in a machine shop right here at the pad. He's got his own shop, and he's just an inspiration to me. When I'm 76, I hope that I have something to do the way he's doing what he does. He's a machinist. He makes brakes, brake boost kits, transfer cases for Land Rovers.
Yeah,
And,
that's his thing.
and he's just awesome. And he's also got a guy here building up to Land Rovers. Yeah, so I hope I'm doing that when I'm 76. I hope I have something to do every day the way he's doing it. You know, it really is. He's an
Mitch doesn't sit
inspiration.
still very long. It's hard for him to sit still, actually,
Yeah.
unless so we're kind of like that. We're both like totally wiped during the week.
I like to do shit.
You know, so on the weekends, like, you know, I let him sleep in until like, I don't wake him up on the weekends.
I sleep in sometimes to 11 o'clock on the weekends to recharge my batteries. But like today, it's like 96, 97 degrees. Went and dug out that whole trench like 50 yards long. We did another spot, which is a big canal. We moved a bunch of trash. And anyways, I came home, and as soon as I got home, I went out to my motorcycle, put it on a motorcycle jack, and started working on, got it running so I could ride it to work tomorrow. So, and then of course we're doing this. So I mean, I like to work. I like to do shit. I like to make shit happen, and that's what you should be doing, man. If you're about the business, man, you got to keep moving.
Michael said, Uncle Mitch, did you guys enjoy that raft ride? We did, and I actually thought about asking. I thought about saying, let's go do that Saturday. Let's go hella early and go get a raft and then go.
You want to?
Yeah, we totally can. But I don't want to mess with those thousands of people. Like, if we're going to do it, we should do it hella early.
Yeah, the only problem was we got there like 9 o'clock, and there was 1,000 fucking people there waiting to get rafts. That was a little sketchy because, look, we don't go to restaurants. We don't go in big crowds. We haven't been to church in a minute because, you know, our church is very, very small. Your living room.
Sorry, babe. I'm just going to interrupt you for 1 second.
What's going on?
Thank you, John Pearson, for the super chat of $5. He said,
thank you.
I send mine to you and your lady in full, bro. Keep pushing forward, guys. I made it. You made it. Love the positive feedback coming back from he's in Jackson.
Oh, stay down.
Yeah, thank you so much. We were going to
contact
go to
us
Jackson this weekend.
Yeah, well, let us know where you're at. We can come see you.
We're not going to Jackson this weekend.
No, we're not going to Jackson this weekend, but let us know and we can hook something up maybe in the future.
Thank you so much, John. That was super nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to Pismo, good luck with beating that any kind of beach crowd. That's going to be insane.
Yeah, we avoid all crowds at all costs. When I go to Walmart, it's like, I've been to Walmart so many times. I know where everything in that store's at. And she's like, we need something. Same with grocery outlet, whatever. I'll go in, get it, and leave, and I got a mask on, and I'm like, stay away. So our church, literally, it used to be a little Buddhist, not a temple, but whatever. And now it's our church. And it's very small. There's like 20, 25 people go, but your living room could quite possibly be bigger than our church. So we haven't been to church, and it's kind of
said Grass Valley
bothers
Falls
us.
is chill. I don't think I thought about going to Auburn too, because I have a friend that has a pool.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I was like,
I like to swim.
Yeah, we both do. Mitch is more diehard. I'm kind of like, I like to swim. I like to chill out. Mitch is like, let's go swimming in the rock. You know, let's go against the freaking current, and then like, you know, let's go to the middle of the river. I'm more of like, let me get in a float and, you know, chill out. So
yeah, it's Turkey Loco. I had him in the river all day long when he was here.
And they said, enjoy supper, you too. Hope tomorrow's full of blessings for the whole tribe. Love and respect and recovery.
Yeah, where's that burrito? Let's show him that burrito.
I'm gonna make it in a minute, babe.
Let's show it to him.
He said. No.
Yeah. All right.
Upper Cache Creek is awesome as well. Switchville said. I don't think I've ever.
Where's Cache Creek? Where's that?
I'm not sure where that is. And
Let
someone
us know where that's at.
Midtown in Jackson was good, but I think we're gonna stay. We might hit a secret local spot tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. We'll
maybe
be down in
Saturday. Sorry.
We'll be down in Lotus, probably.
Yeah.
We'll go swimming.
DC. So when I was in prison, I missed swimming and women the most.
Yeah. Well, I'm with my woman. I get to go swimming.
I know. We get to go swimming tomorrow. So.
I do miss the ocean, though. That's
we
one
do.
thing
I
that
really
we
do
miss.
too.
Because she grew up in the Bay Area and I grew up in San Diego, so we do miss the ocean. So, folks, how long we been on, babe?
Patrick, where's my song? We've been on almost an hour and a half, so it's time for us to have dinner.
Yeah, it's time to eat. We got a couple big fat burritos we're going to cook up.
You guys got a lot out of Mitch tonight, more than he usually does. So.
Hey, look, you know, I just want to tell you, you know, we appreciate everything, for real. And I don't care if you just log on and watch our videos, sit through the commercials, you subscribe, you hit the like button, you buy a t-shirt or a mask, or, you just send us a positive comment on email. I mean, we're grateful for all of it, for real.
Here. Chat with us.
Look, I'm a free man. You know, hey, look, yesterday I drove my truck to work, and I got my windows down. I got my MP3 playing. I was playing Jesse Dayton, Tall Walking Texas Trash, and this black dude pulled up to me in a truck next to me, and he kept looking at me. Then we got the next stoplight, and I caught him looking at me, and I looked over there, and I said, "How you doing?" I gave him a thumbs up, and he smiled. I said, "How you doing?" And he said, "Good, man." I said, "That's right, brother." And he said, "Have a great day." You know, and he had a big grin on his face because, you know, I didn't tell him, "Hey, fuck you." You know, I told him, "How you doing, brother? Have a great day." And he just smiled, dude. It made my whole fucking day. I'm a free man. I told him, though, I go, "I'm a free man." He told me, "I'm good. How are you?" I told him, "I'm great. I'm a free man."
That's and right, Patrick Rowe. He said London's calling by the Clash.
That's right. I love the Clash. I'm a free man, you know, so...
so I'm just going to say one little thing on here because I'm looking at all these comments. Yeah. And they're talking about, hey, my dad's 66 and he has a girl, his wife is whatever, and she's got twins, and I'm with a 22-year-old and I'm 6. So let me just tell you a little something. So this is 2020. There's lots of women out there too that are 50-something. Yeah. That have 20-something-year-old boyfriends and husbands.
Yeah, what they call them, cougars.
So you know what? That goes both ways, y'all. Yeah. And there's not enough women on here to represent. So it's all good.
Look, I'm 59 years old. I got a almost soon to be 57-year-old wife, and I'm happy. You know, we can talk about that later, but the bottom line,
that'd be a good one.
It's right here. Marriage ain't this fucking ring. Married ain't a piece of paper. It's right here. That's where it's at. And you know what? Marriage is from here. Homeboys are from here. Brothers are from here. You know, brothers from other mothers. It's from here, man. So everything you do it from here. And do it fucking hard. Don't play around. Life's too motherfucking short. Do it hard. And we love you, people.
Love you guys.
We just want you to have a good time, good life. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We're going to go eat, and I'm going to test ride my motorcycle. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys. Thank you for
Joshua
coming on.
Heim. Yee-hee. Flat. Oh, soft tail. Thank you, folks.
Gas monkeys, I love older women, younger women.